The RadRover 6 fat tire electric bike is one of the single most popular fat tire electric bikes on the market, but at a price of $2,099 for the step-through variation of this fat tire e-bike. However, I should mention they do offer this bike in the high step model for a pretty significant discount. Link to that in the description box below. I'm just really curious. Is this electric bike worth the money or not? Today, we're gonna find out. We're gonna unbox this thing, take a close look at everything, and then take it out for a full review. Welcome to the Radventure. I got this suspension seat post, a $120 option at checkout, as well as this massive bike lock. But if you want to be taking these bikes anywhere, you better be locking them up very securely. Check it out. Comes with the same 26-inch tall by 4-inch wide wheels, as we see on like all these fat tire e-bikes. Very knobby tread pattern. These ones are branded Kenda, and the brake rotors are Tektro 180mm drilled and slotted. Get a little instructions here, and also a little plus sticker. And these wheels can actually double as an unpacking tool. Don't try this at home. Here's what it looks like when you get it out of the box. Right away, we can see it has Tektro hydraulic brakes. That's two quality components right away. And we'll take a closer look at the hub motor in just a moment. But first, let's check out what's going on up here. Semi-integrated battery and a lot more warning labels than I'm used to seeing. What is this thing? Let's get the keys. Handlebar. Where's the keys? My goodness, even more warning labels. This is serious business. I think that's 4 now. Make it 5. Check this out, dudes. It's got like 2 displays. One whole assembly here for the pedal assist adjustments, and then your main display. You can usually find the keys on the handlebars. Rad Power does things differently, I think. Ooh, owner's manual and a sticker. Yup, there they are. Don't you tell me. There is an attention label on the keys. Usually this stuff is just on the stem already. Ooh, comes with reflectors for the wheels and a reflector for front and back. Speaking of front, I don't see a light on the front, but there appears to be a light on the back. Check it out in a few. Whoa, now jump to conclusions too soon. Headlight clearly labeled right in front of my face. Here's what it looks like. Cool little metal thing on top. Wonder what's in here. In case you care, here's the pedals that come on the bike. I think they're metal. It's got some teeth. Finally getting to the good stuff. Ooh, orange cable. Fancy Rad Power. And it's a Rad Power Bikes proprietary charger. What amps? They give us a 2 amp charger. Usually I like to see a 3 amp charger at least on these. I mean, it's only 1 more amp, but that would charge your battery 50% faster. Which, before we do that, let me show you the tools. There. Here's the charge port, but let's take this thing off. It's a semi-integrated battery. This one kind of drops into the frame and sticks out just a little bit. And you can charge it either on the bike or off the bike. Usually I like to remove it from the bike for building it. Just makes it a little lighter and easier to work with. But the battery, it's a 48 volt, 14 amp hour, 672 watt hours of energy. Pretty middle of the road battery pack. For a bike of this size, 20 amp hours is kind of the max we see. And anything below like 12 or 11 amp hours is probably too small in my opinion. The bigger the battery, the more the weight. 14 amp hours, 48 volt isn't too heavy. I'm gonna throw this battery on the scale. 7 pounds, 10 ounces basically. So for a giant bike like this, it's always a good thing to keep the weight down where you can. This battery is branded Rad Power Bikes, and you can check the battery life right here. It might be really dead. Let's plug it in. We'll get that on the charger now because a 14 amp hour battery pack divided by 2 amps charging rate equals 7 hours to charge from completely empty to completely full. And that'd only be about 3.5 chargers if you use half the battery. We'll check out the suspension in just a moment. Let's get these guys on. Don't try this at home. Throw this guy on here. Front wheel has a quick release lever to easily remove the front wheel if you need to. Comes with a pretty typical wide squishy seat with a handle. Helps you if you need to pick it up. Also has a quick release for easily adjusting it. We've got mounting points for a rack up front, mounting points for an optional rack on the rear, and the Tektro calipers complete the entire Tektro disc brake set. Hydraulic reservoirs are right here. Some budget-friendly bikes will skimp on brakes. This bike is not. Handlebars have a pretty good rise to them. They have ergonomic faux leather grips. They are not bolted in place. Bell is on the left, and the twist throttle is on the right. 7-speed Shimano shifter. We'll power that up in a moment and see what this Rad Power Bikes branded 750 watt hub motor is made of. But first, put these fenders on, which are plastic. So the suspension is a little more glossy fork than I normally see. Appears to be a little bit more high quality. Quick look at the 7 gears on the cassette. Get a huge granny gear compared to the next one over. 34 tooth to be specific. Shimano Acera derailleur, and it does come with the derailleur guard on there, just in case you knock your bike over. It'll prevent this thing from bending. Always a nice thing to have. So this bike does ship as a class 2, 20 mile per hour, 750 watt bike. We'll see what we can do to change that in the manual. And all of that should take you under an hour. The actual battery shows you how much battery life there is. To turn the bike on, you just tap the big orange button. This is one of the very few bikes I've seen that has 2 dedicated screens. Then you can very easily see your pedal assist level as well as your battery percentage because they're listed very large on the dedicated screen. And you get these giant buttons here that make it very easy to adjust your pedal assist. The last button we get is the headlight button. Let's check out the headlight. Pretty bright. I'd say it falls in about the middle of the pack. Here's what it looks like from the front. And as for the main display, you do get your time, which is cool. A lot of displays do not have that. Odometer and wattage. I always love to see wattage. Shows you how much watts you're actually running to the motor. So that's just like a set screen. There's no buttons or anything to tap through options or anything. Very simple. Oh, and obviously miles per hour right up your front and center. Convenient placement. Throttle on the right allows your left hand free for signals if you're into that. Max tire pressure is 30. We'll run them on 20. Typically I'd run them a bit lower for better cushion, but I got this. So it's not real suspension. Well, it's real in a sense. Should definitely help take a lot of impact off our lower back though. And I have tried fat tire e-bikes that do have a full suspension system on the back. It adds a lot of weight to the bike. This costs about 120 bucks on the RadRover website anyway. I'll link it below. Let's see if it's any good. Doesn't weigh very much. Here's what it looks like. And there's a preload setting on the inside. Let's just give it a try like this. So I love these step-through frames because they're just so easy to get on. Nice! Got a little pumper stick back here. I can tell that's gonna make a huge difference. Now if you want to be doing a lot of pedaling, you might be getting a lot of bob. So here's what a 6'5" dude looks like on this bike. Throw this saddle up on maximum. Saddle on max height. Man, I'm loving this. Seat post. Here's my pedal stroke. Drop it down to minimum. Might cause a collision here. Let's find out. No, I guess not. So here's minimum seat height, 6'5" dude. And as I mentioned, they do offer this in a step over frame. High step frame is what they call it. Right now it's actually on sale for like a huge discount. 700 bucks off. All right, just a couple more things here. Add that to the collection. Last check here. Is it a brake light or any sort of light? Oh yeah. So this light turns on with the other lights. Is it a brake light? No. Oh wait, yeah. Yes, it is. Let's feel this power out. Here's the lock. Ebike security level 15, German product. This thing has some weight to it. It's got a set of keys. And there's like a holder here. So this part straps onto the frame of the bike. And then you can just remove it. Compact folding lock. I mean, pretty beefy compact folding lock. All right, dudes, let's take the RadRover 6 Plus out for a ride. Today, I'm gonna leave behind this Ebike lock. I don't plan on stopping anywhere, but if you're taking your bike somewhere and you wanna lock it up, it's really important to have a good lock. This one that Rad Power sells is actually a really good option, in my opinion, Security 15. You'd basically just lock it right on here like this. Then you got the option to lock it up somewhere. Now, the downside of high security locks is they do weigh a little bit, which is the reason I don't really wanna carry the extra weight, you know, for no reason if I'm not gonna lock it up. Got the seat suspension post on there. Really looking forward to seeing how this thing rides. Let's fire it up. Perfect, let's roll. Firing up the Strava so we can see what kind of range we do. You know the drill. Now this bike does not give us a voltage readout, but it does give us this bar that looks pretty darn precise, really. So the very first test we're gonna do is the 20% hill grade test on pedal assist 5, thumb throttle only. I weigh 200 pounds, starting with no rollout. Throttle only, it's giving us 750 watts of power. Surprisingly, it's not wanting to give us all the help we need. So let's start it with a little bit of a rollout here. Pedal assist 5, throttle only. We'll try some more things here in a moment. Not to say that this isn't a good hill climber, but just on its own, no help, it's not wanting to do it. A lot of bikes I review are able to do that. More of a rollout here, 10 miles an hour, throttle only, 10 miles an hour, 750 watts. It can make it up with the rollout. So it'll be interesting to see how this bike is geared. Now check it out. Normally you don't do that, you know, without pedaling, but let's just try it with pedal assist 5, giving it a little bit of pedal assistance from a stop at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, I'm hardly even helping it, so it doesn't take much effort at all. Oh, watch out, cone. Should I be telling a cone to watch out? So very first observations getting on this bike. I like the suspension seat post. I don't particularly love the seat that comes on this bike. These little dimples sticking up just are not my personal favorite. Can handle little hills like this, obviously, no problem. So it's not, you know, a full suspension bike, but just by having that seat post on there, you know, it really takes a lot of potential impact away. You know, if you're getting wild hopping curves or something. And we'll crank the suspension all the way down to the softest setting. Second thing I'm noticing is it does give you like a pretty gentle roll on of the throttle, or like the power, I should say. Like, it doesn't give you all the power at once, so it makes it like a little bit more friendly for, you know, like a new rider. You're not going to get a huge jolt of power, but the power does come on pretty good. It is 750 watts. The step through frame, it does bring the handlebars a little bit closer to the rider, which, you know, that's what this step through frame is kind of for. You want the handlebars a little further away. The step over variation of this bike, everything's the same except the frame's a little different. It'll extend you out about an extra inch. So pedal assist 1, let's just go ahead and give it a try here. It'll give you very gentle amount of power, showing 45 watts, 50 watts, and this is a cadence sensor bike. They also give you a little indicator there in terms of like a bar. Try pedal assist 2. So very gentle ramp up on power again. So giving 160 watts. So in general, the default settings on this bike are very gentle for pedal assist 1 and 2, which is kind of refreshing. A lot of these cadence sensor style bikes, by the time I'm pressing pedal assist 2, they're already gunning it up to like, you know, 15, 20 miles an hour. Or, you know, a lot of times pedal assist 1 will bring you straight to 15, pedal assist 2, you're topping out at 20 already. Gears feel nice. So we're on gear 5 now, bumping it onto pedal assist 3. Now I can feel a pretty substantial boost in power, showing 380 watts, 400 watts of power output basically. And since it is a cadence sensor, it does not give me any power based on how hard I'm pressing on the pedals. It's basically just like a set speed the bike will bring you up to. So default on pedal assist 3 would be 14 miles an hour on this bike. Let's try pedal assist 4. Now that gives us some of the real juice, cranking out 520, 540 watts of power. Give you an idea of the difference between a torque sensor and a cadence sensor here. Starting on pedal assist 4 from a stop, once I start rotating those pedals over, this will ease on the power a little bit, which is kind of nice, but it brings me straight up to pedal assist 5, and I'm ghost pedaling at this point. I'm not putting down any power, I'm just rotating my legs, and that'll bring me all the way up to 17 is where it cuts me off. And then pedal assist 5, this is a class 2 electric bike. How this bike ships out of the box, that gives us full power, 750 watts, up until we get to 20 miles an hour. And now this bike in stock form will cut us off completely at 20 miles an hour. No matter how hard you pedal, that motor's not going to help you any beyond 20 miles an hour. Also, you can use just throttle, and that'll also bring you up to 20 miles an hour. Once you get to 20, tapers off your power. As you can see there, it's dropping down. Kind of curious, what about pedal assist 1 here? Does it give us full access to all the power? Yeah, so even if it's on pedal assist 1, it'll bring us up to Tektro brakes. These Tektro brakes are amongst my favorite on budget-friendly bikes. Now it is possible to unlock this bike to beyond class 2 speeds up to class 3 speeds. There's a little trick here to demonstrate for this ride what the top speed of this bike is. We will unlock that now. So we got to power the thing off, and then what you do is you turn it on, and then you hold the light button and the down button for 3 seconds. Then the next step is you hold the up, down, and light button for 5 seconds. And now you get access to the top speed menu, which is measured in kilometers per hour. The maximum this bike will let you go is 40, then it'll go back to 8. So we're just gonna put it at 40 and leave it at that. 40 kilometers an hour is 25 miles an hour. See what it can do. So now with top speed unlocked, let's get out here in traffic. Woo! Shifted all the way to gear 7, and now it'll bring us up to 25, and now I can feel the motor cutting me off. It's only giving me like 100 watts of power, whether I use throttle or pedal assist. Yeah, 24, 25 is the max speed on this bike, period. Although it is geared pretty well for going this speed. My legs are turning over at a pretty good rate. And that seat suspension post is gonna come into handy here going over this. Woo! I actually got off, but had I not hopped off the seat, that would have been brutal. Front suspension took that pretty well though. One thing good going for this bike is polarized lenses will not filter out the display. Sometimes on some of these budget-friendly bikes, putting on my polarized lenses, I can't even see these screens. I should mention, if you see any flickering on the GoPro, that is not visible to the eye, it's just the camera refresh rate. The Radio Flyer, I think. Man, I just heard about that bike. Another fat tire bike there. These things are everywhere, man. It's a cool thing to do. So going over these speed bumps is kind of fun with this suspension seat post. Just like bobbing up and down. Watch this, watch the camera. Boing. Oh man, this thing is life-changing. Yeah, if you guys are having any back discomfort on a fat tire e-bike, look at the seat post I have linked below this video. Look at this. Oh man, LA, you gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. I know, it's usually not, but that was. We'll do a quick little 0 to 20 acceleration test. This isn't like the fastest bike. I wouldn't buy this thing if you're looking for like a monster speed bike. GPS in left hand. I weigh 200 pounds. Full throttle, go. 750 watts, throttle only. 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And with everything unlocked, the throttle will work beyond 20 miles an hour up to max speed of 24, 25. I didn't tell you that. You did not learn that from me. Going into a headwind, it's kind of topping out right around 21, 22 miles an hour under full throttle, which is probably fast enough. But if you're looking for faster bikes, faster 750 watt bikes, you can find those on my channel. Brakes on this bike, on the other hand, are top tier for a budget-friendly bike. Hey, we got a motorcycle too. Ours is electric. Bro, you don't want any of this electric bike. Actually, I don't think we're gonna keep up. Just for the record, boys and girls, we are keeping up with a Lamborghini Aventador, passing a Lamborghini Aventador, almost T-boning an Audi actually, and almost getting taken out here by the Hyundai. Maybe the Hyundai can take out the Lambo. So the thing I'm noticing about this bike is this is like a by-the-book, legal 750 watt class 2 electric bike. A lot of the times when you're getting a 750 watt electric bike, it will peak out at much higher than 750 watts, which technically is not legal. Looking at the display on this bike, I've never seen it go over 750 watts one time. So if you're looking for a legal class 2 or class 3 electric bike, this could be the ticket for you. Because almost every electric bike, like that one for example, almost every fat tire electric bike I've reviewed on this channel will peak out over 750 watts. My goodness, dude. It's so dangerous out here on the weekend sometimes. Whew, looks like a wild day out here at the beach today. But yeah, speaking of legal, I mean, it's probably not a bad thing to keep this thing, you know, under normal or legal requirements. I mean, once you start getting that speed over 20, you can get yourself into some decent danger. So I can tell this bike is gonna have a serious struggle getting up this hill in the sand. Oh yeah, uphill in the sand. It's pretty difficult. Again, we'll try out there in a few on the flat stuff. Actually, there's some surf event going on over there. Let's just go for it. We'll head on down this thing with a little bit of a rollout, full throttle. It's uphill a little bit here, so this is kind of hard. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Once we get through this uphill portion, we'll be all right. Okay, now it's like slightly downhill. Come on, 750 watts, man. Oh my goodness. It's making it through, but bikes that have a little more than 750 watts, oh, here we go. It's like slightly downhill now, so it can power through just barely. It's popping down here. So generally these 26-inch tall tires do better for off-roading than 20-inch tires. And once we get down here, the more hard-packed stuff, we can just blaze on through now, 12 miles an hour. Here's a surfing event. I don't really see any major surfing going on though. So we're gonna get a little running start here, see if we can, oh whoa. See if we can make it up and out of here. Up the hill. Ooh. so it's a little easier if you get on the blue section. We can power through. Again, since it is 750 watts, pretty much max, causes it to struggle a little bit more than some of the other fat tire e-bikes I've reviewed, but it's legal. What's happening over here today? Always something happening. That is the beauty of these fat tire bikes, though, is you can just take them anywhere, man. They're like little monster trucks. They're not the most efficient on batteries. They're not the most nimble, but they're a lot of fun. You can throttle them, get to where you want to go. You could pedal them a little bit, get some exercise into. And since we're legal, we don't got to worry about the popo here stopping us. Oh, is he gonna stop us? No, we're good. Dang, it is too busy over here. Got a bike, so we got some Rad Powers right here. That's pretty much this bike in the step over frame. Nice bike. Twins. Do you like it? Yeah. You got 3 of them here. Nice. That's awesome. All right, have a good day, guys. Yeah, Rad Power, man, is very popular. There's another one right here. This one. You see the orange? I chose the wrong path today, man. What's the pedal assist lag like? Not pedaling, power, and it ramps on nice and smooth. The response is like almost immediate, so not pedaling, power, and it ramps on. So it's on pedal assist 5. It just doesn't like floor it and give you all the power immediately, which is kind of nice because sometimes the bikes will tend to almost throw you off the back. Let's go ahead and hit the beach one more time here on the normal area from Tower 26 down to Tower 28. Bump it down all the gears, pedal assist 5. Dude, I don't even see how I'm gonna get through these people. But, oh yeah, this is a little more flat than what we were doing earlier, just to kind of make it fair compared to other bikes. Like if you're comparing it to something else, even, other fat tire e-bikes you've seen on the channel. So this is like slightly downish hill, and yeah, it's doing just fine here. I am helping it pedaling a little bit, and like I said before, the 26-inch fat tires, they just do so much better than like the shorter 20-inch fat tire wheels. And we're gonna turn off and head back up this hill over here. Give it a little help right here. This is uphill, so it's keep it going. So, I mean, it's hard to maintain your balance sometimes on the loose pack stand. Power meter is showing 750 watts, just pinned at 750. Struggling a little bit here. It could benefit from, a couple extra 100 watts right here, just for a little boost, a little peak power output boost. We're torture testing this motor, man. It should, we'll see if the controller overheats or not. So far, so good. Suspension seat posts going over this boardwalk, though. Let me tell you, it makes a huge difference. If you want to pedal a whole lot, I will tell you, it might introduce a little bit of something called bob, which is basically during your pedal stroke, it'll cause you to kind of, do this little rocky motion. So it makes it a little less efficient for putting down power. But in my opinion, the way I ride, I like it. Now we'll head up there past the pier and do the California incline in just a moment. But first, we're gonna swing through here and go do this hill. It's a freaking party out here. If you guys do appreciate these reviews, I do drop a link down below at the bottom of all my videos. If you did buy through that link, if you were gonna buy this e-bike or any e-bike, oh, whoa. So we're making it up the hill here, 8 mile an hour, 7 mile an hour. So it can do decent hills. That link below the video does help support my reviews so I can keep doing these, whether it be this bike or any bike on my channel. But if you're just here to watch, that's cool. I'm just here to ride bikes. This is what I love doing, and I want to keep doing it. We're gonna have to get a range update here in a few, but first I want to rip it through here one more time. Get a little air. I mean, it is a hard tail, but the suspension on the rear does help, and you can downshift your gears pretty quickly here with the 7-speed shifter. Flat sand with just a little bit of pedaling is no problem for this bike. I heard that this pink house here is famous. Is that true? Dude, this yellow, the yellow slide house over here is so cool. There's another Rad Powers bike. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and run it up the California incline. It's an 85-foot elevation gain and 12% grade. Pulling on into the loop-de-loop here on about gear 3. A true 750 watt motor. It's doing this bike is not doing it apparently. This one is doing it. It's not the strongest, but we are pulling 7 miles an hour throttle only up the loop-de-loop section. Point is, it can do it without me even pedaling, so if you put a little pedal power in, it'll be a lot better off. Let's continue on. 10, 14, 15, not pedaling, and pretty much maxing out at 15 on this bike because again, it limits it to 750 watts. So again, it keeps it legal, and also it's gonna really help you save range. They were in my lane, bro. It's all good though, good vibes out here. If you're new here, we were just down there on the beach path. Absolutely beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Los Angeles. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let's go test the brakes. I wonder if they're gonna work. Just messing with you guys. I gotta do it, I gotta do it. Look at this dude down here on this little mini bike thing. Dude, these guys are killing it. All right, dudes, final thoughts on the Rad Power Bikes RadRover 6 Plus. I mean, this is a highly known, highly popular, reputable brand. They've been around for a long time. They're US based. They've been making bikes for a long time. I see them all over out here. This thing rides nice, especially with this suspension seat post. And since it is a true 750 watt e-bike, it'll be a little bit easier on this 14 amp hour battery pack, which does help keep things a little bit lighter. Sometimes the bigger 20 amp hour battery packs, they'll give you more range, but they do way more. And if that motor's pulling more than 750 watts, it's really not technically legal. It would have been nice to see a little bit faster charger. I think they gave us a 2 amp charger. I would have liked to see 3. Other than that though, it's a comfy ride. That's pretty much everything a fat tire e-bike should do. So if you want to grab one, you can click the link below this video in the description box. If you did buy it through that link, of course, it would help support my reviews here at Tallahassee TV, and I would greatly appreciate your support. But let's head on home and see what the final range is on this thing. I have been torturing it. We're sitting at about half charge-ish. Let's get out of here. Give it a quick little brake test from 20, and brake. Yeah. I mean, they're hydraulic disc brakes. They've got the big 180 millimeter rotors, which is what you want. And hydraulic is always smoother than mechanical. Some of these budget-friendly bikes will skimp on brakes and give you mechanical brakes. They just kind of feel like garbage, and you got to do more regular maintenance on them. These are hydraulic Tektro brakes, so name brand and hydraulic. They're the good stuff, just know that. Good stopping power, and they feel smooth. And I should mention, we've been out here for an hour now. Average speed is 10 miles an hour, and distance is going on 11 miles. Half-ish on the battery bars, which, hey, that's what's gonna happen when you ride out there on the sand and push this thing the way I do, going high speeds and using throttle only. I haven't been pedaling this at all. You will certainly get better range than me if you pedal this more and go slower. Have you guys ever been here? Ever been to Muscle Beach? This place is just like a giant playground out here, man. It's a party, man. It's always good to have good brakes. People straight up ran out in front of me. What are you gonna do? Let's see if we can find some more Rad Power bikes. Oh man, this is why you need a good lock right here. Even if you do have a good lock, there's only so much you can do. Hey, there we go. Rad Power bikes right there. Rad Runner, that's a very popular one. The Rad Runner is probably one of the most popular bikes other than this one. These tires could crush that thing. I would never do such a thing. You gotta admit though, it is tempting. We're legal today, dude. We are not getting in trouble. I got the ball stuck. There's our Rad Powers bike, that orange one right there, the Rad Mission. Oh, and also right here, Rad Runner. They're everywhere. This dude is whipping out here on this thing. Is this a famous person? Let's see if we can do a little bit of stairs. It's a hard tell, but it can do it. Dude, look at that really tall frame bike. These things are crazy. Rad Power. There's a Rad Power just chilling. But just rolling back here into the neighborhood, and I'm seeing 3 bars, and I believe that would be out of 10 bars. Oh, I just realized I forgot to show you guys the thing. I was out there riding today for 19.45 miles, just under 2 hours, pretty much 2 hours. Pretty decent average speed of almost 10 miles an hour. So that would be roughly ballpark 30, maybe 40% battery remaining on a 14 amp hour, 48 volt system. Fat tire e-bike, 750 watt. That's dead on what I would expect. Based on the way I was riding, not pedaling, 200 pounds, pretty much throttling it, riding it out in the sand, just beating on this thing today, man. So hey, it's a pretty solid bike if you're cool with like 20 miles an hour and a legal 750 watt e-bike. Click that link below the video, purchase through that link and support Tail Happy TV. That is if you are gonna buy this bike. However, if this is not the kind of bike you're looking for, you can watch this video next. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.